the great governor of the state of New Mexico, Susana Martinez.
Geisel is off fishing in other ponds to make sure that we have a state that can offer the best deals for them to grow their businesses here in New Mexico, and of course look at New Mexico for the first time and realize that we are open for business, and that we are telling the story to the rest of the country as well as the rest of the world that we are open for business and that we are business friendly, and with open arms we welcome the growth that takes place here and of course new businesses that are coming. It's great to be back in Chaves County, of course, to celebrate U.S. Beef's $5.4 million investment in this newly renovated facility and the creation of 57 new jobs. Congratulations. I know how important these jobs are to this community. From day one, we've made it a priority to make New Mexico a better place to do business and to be competitive. We have to compete, and lately the years are showing, the last several years, that we're in the final 1, 2, or 3, that we've beaten Texas, we've beaten Arizona, we've beaten Colorado in our proposals. And it is because of the tools that the legislature is giving us to be able to compete, because those other states have those tools. We cannot be in the middle of all those states without any of them and expect to compete. And with that, we're able to have our LEDA and JTIP, LEDA funded at $56 million, our JTIP at $12 million, allows us to then have closing funds. And that $12 million has also been recognized in the JTIP program as one of the best programs in the country. So it's a lot to be proud of as legislators, and making sure that we're at that top level to compete with other parts of our state. And we're seeing the fruits of our labor. Because of these reforms, companies in New Mexico, just like USA Beef, are able to grow and able to expand. This expansion is not only bringing good jobs to the community, it's also filling a crucial need for local agriculture. I've been to quite a few ribbon cuttings lately, and agriculture is a big deal. And they're buying New Mexico agriculture, and they're making sure it's part of what they're making and producing and manufacturing. And so I'm really proud to see a lot of the areas, rural areas, that can be a part of this building of New Mexico's economic growth. Local dairymen and ranchers will now have access to a local slaughter and meat packing facility for their livestock. And we've made building up infrastructure in our agriculture and food processing industries a priority across the state, not just in the metro areas, but across the state. I'm always pleased to go to the rural areas and bring, come to be a part of a ribbon cutting in the rural areas, because it just means so much to the community. I know it means a lot to the metro areas, but sometimes people think it's always happening there. Well, we're dedicated to making sure that it happens everywhere, in every corner of New Mexico. With our help, food logistics companies like Valley Cold Storage and Transportation, we're able to build up the infrastructure needed to ship produce across outside of New Mexico. And they are one of the storage places that allows us to ship over to Mexico and other places. Producers like Wholesome Valley Foods expanded their operations. And food processors like El Pinto and Flagship Foods expanded their manufacturing facilities as well. I was just there a couple of days ago, and I can only say there might be a nice little announcement in another rural area that I can't talk about in about a month. We will continue to fight, of course, for the reforms that are helping us compete for jobs and investment like never before. I mean, if you're out there, we're coming, we're going to visit you, and we're going to let you know what we have in New Mexico that makes us different and competitive and unique in not only the work that we have, our workforce, but also the ability to enjoy your life while you're working here in New Mexico. There's so much to offer. Companies from around the country and around the world are looking at New Mexico. We had to call their attention to us many times for different companies, and they said, we've never considered New Mexico. It just was a skip from Arizona over to Texas, or over to Oklahoma, or over to Denver. But when we started knocking on their doors and saying, let us show you our portfolio, let us show you how things have changed, and let us show you how we're open for business. And so we've had companies who are coming back and looking at us for the second and third time. The pipeline is full. And so we're working all of those deals to see that we can bring jobs to New Mexico, rural and metro. We've had companies like Facebook, FedEx, Safelite, and Raytheon, and many others, and they're getting the message loud and clear. And you know that those CEOs are traveling around the country and the world and talking about what they're doing in New Mexico. They talk to each other and say, have you ever considered New Mexico? It is someplace that you might want to put on your list to go and visit as a site selector, decide whether or not that's where you want to be. In our communities, large and small, New Mexico is a great place to do business. The reforms we've implemented help businesses thrive, and that is our goal. And when businesses thrive, the private sector grows stronger, and of course we continue to move toward reviving our reliance on federal spending. Many times you've heard me talk about our reliance on federal spending. We're going to embrace our military bases and our national labs every single day. We want them to stay. They're a big part of our economy and our industries that are here. But when you have sequestration, things happen that are out of our control. Jobs are lost, and subcontractors lose their positions in being able to work for those labs and military bases. However, when we diversify the economy, we're able to keep the economy up. I think this is going to be the beginning of a company that is this size and is just going to grow and grow and grow worldwide. It is going to be very successful. Congratulations to you, and good luck, and God bless you.
Thank you. Everybody involved, Chaves County, and we're going to make this a success. So we're open for business.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, Jose. Appreciate it very much. Agriculture is big in New Mexico. It's a big deal. The New Mexico Department of Agriculture, along with the Environment Department, as Mark has indicated, and the Economic Development Department have worked hard and proudly together to make this opportunity happen. We're excited that you're here in the state. It does something for the state that we all need, and that's value added in agriculture. By doing value added, we expand the economic growth, we create jobs, we do great things. U.S. beef packing will provide opportunities for value-added production in New Mexico agricultural products. The plant also brings jobs to our residents in rural areas, and that's critical. We're struggling for them, we need them. Again, an exciting opportunity. We hope you flourish, we hope you grow, and do great things. There's been a demand for this type of facility, considering 99% of New Mexico cattle are sent 4 to 7 hours away for processing. We need this type of activity. Our industry needs this type of activity in the state, the dairy industry, the cattle industry. So thank you again for bringing that. This is a cost-effective approach for the industry. By having it here in town, we save money, we create jobs, again, reiterating it. Just a few statistics on agriculture in New Mexico. New Mexico is approximately, in agriculture, at $3.7 billion in cash receipts from livestock products, and in 2014, the dairy industry is $1.8 billion in milk sales. Significant impact. Keep in mind, value-added is important to the state. If New Mexico consumers increase their purchases through value-added by just 15%, that'll stimulate economic growth of $375 million for the state. A significant amount. So we need to take that into consideration. The collaboration between NMDA, Economic Development, and the Environment Department to continue for these kinds of projects, we need to work on it, we need to emphasize it. As the governor indicated, the packing plant down in Las Cruces, those are great things. There's more on the horizon, as she indicated. We're excited about it, and we want to keep working together to make these things happen. opportunities you're here today. We welcome you, we thank you, and if there's anything we can do to help you, we're here to serve you.
Thank you.
Literally every week dealt with a new challenge, whether it was something tied to the facility, something tied to a regulation, working through how do they get employees settled, and really I'm extremely proud of the commitment and perseverance that Joe and his family and his team have put forth over the last about 54 weeks now, if I get it right. Certainly there's a tremendous amount of investment that's been spoken to this afternoon. A lot put into the building and the site infrastructure. It's unfortunate that we can't be out there today to see the facility, but it looks great. Outside, inside, and if you have not been inside of a food manufacturing facility, you'd wonder why you're not in the stainless steel business. There's brand new equipment, and Joe and his team have put forth a tremendous amount of technology, both camera technology and weight technology, so that they can operate their facility efficiently. So it's very exciting for us. The city and the county have put forth a tremendous amount of investment, and certainly the dairy and cattle industry have put forth a lot as well. One of the things I'd like to do now is recognize some of those folks. Certainly not everybody will be named here, but folks who stood out to our organization. Chaves County Commission, James Duffy, his team, Stan Riggs and the staff at the county, Senator Cliff Pirtle, and all of the local delegation, many of them who are sitting here today that have been named. Dairy Producers of New Mexico, New Mexico Environmental Department, certainly appreciate Nancy McDuffie's efforts, as well as Senator Butch Tongate. Chris Cortez from Atkins Engineering, Janine Crine from the USDA. Certainly that's the federal level of support that really spends day in and day out time in Joe's facility supervising the activities. Matt Geisel and Mark Roper here from the state EDC. Smiley Wooten from Roswell Livestock Auction, and Charlie Ferguson from Ferguson Ranches. So certainly want to thank all of those folks for their support in this endeavor. USA Beef is great for this community. It's certainly great for the dairy industry and the cattle industry in Chaves County. One little known fact that I seem to uncover is that there's somewhere between 150 and 200,000 head of cattle throughout the county, which is about 3 or 4 times the number of people in our county. So great fun fact there. But Joe, for you and your family and your team, we're excited about the work you've put into this point. We know that there's plenty more ahead just to get things ramped up and stabilized, and we wish you all the luck. Thank you.
Thank you.